Live. Wait, it's Tuesday. I know, I know. You thought it was Friday for a minute, did you? No, it's Tuesday. I'm telling you, I like love it more and more here every day. I'm with my friend Hurricane today, and I know we might get a special visit from our friend God Cloud.
Yeah.
So today we are visiting with our friend Hurricane, who is the founder of a fabulous, fabulous enterprise. I'm just going to call it an enterprise called WavWarZ. It's really so exciting. Now, if you've been joining me on Fridays, you know that I'm a musician. You know that I be simping on these beats. You know that music monetization is something that's so super interesting to me as a musician because the old way is so broken, sir. We need to find new ways to monetize music. There's so many ways, like gaming and concerts, new concert experiences. But what about taking these things and putting them together? Can you put together gaming and a concert experience and maybe a little interactivity? Can you put that money where your mouth is? Is that Wave Wars? Let me introduce you to my friend and his really cool project. Take it away, Hurricane.
Yo, that was a fire intro. I wasn't expecting it to be that fire, but I guess you're a pro. so so yeah, definitely you hit the nail on the head. Something's going on in the music industry. Like, folks is not getting they just due. I feel like the energy is down. Like it don't feel like it used to be. Like I don't see people popping off records. I don't see people just going hard on their music. Like I don't know. I feel like the scene lost something. Lost some kind of juice, and I think it's due to a lot of these companies like squeezing the life out of artists. Like it just like it's bad. You feel me? So we were like, yo, we need to do something. And the same kind of thing kind of happened in Web3 as well. Like there was a whole music NFT movement. Everyone was hyped. We was having huge spaces, hundreds of artists in the space, everyone chopping it up, building, like, yo, we could do this, we could do this, blah, blah, blah. The music NFT scene died out, and then boom, like it's like everyone with their separate ways and the energy kind of dies. So we got to do something, yo. We got to do something. So I connected with my G Zal. Shout out to Zal. Shout out Zal. If you know Zal, you gotta know my G. And Candy also helped us out over there at the beginning. Shout out Onaji. And I just went into one of our meetings, into one of our Zal meetings, and was like, yo, I got an idea. We could do music battles. Like I feel like that would be something to bring some energy back into the space. And they love the idea, they love the concept. We did around about 8 battles to this day. Oh, 10 battles on Twitter Spaces to this day. And then we had a live one in Miami, and it was crazy. Yo. Every single one was just dope. You feel me? And like people got to discover music. One artist, shout out to Wavy, he told us, after WavWarZ, he made the most money he ever made off music. And I was like, yo, this is we actually doing something, like hearing stuff like that. I was like, okay, bet we got to take it to the next level. So I was over here like, yo, I need a dev, I need a dev, I need a dev, for a while, and until eventually I was just like, man, let me stop searching for a dev and become the dev. You feel me? So I just put my bootstraps on, got on the Solana docs, got on YouTube, got on my AI goggles and all that type of stuff, yo. And it took me 7 months, but we were finally able to build a prototype MVP for WavWarZ, on Solana. And it's functional, it's working, it's on DevNet, TestNet. Folks been loving the test trials and stuff. We get a lot of great feedback. And yeah, now we push it forward, with our upgraded V2 version that we coming out with our first battle for 2025. So yeah, we chugging along, yo. We chugging. Oh no, you muted.
No, it's okay.
Uh,
So I have a mute button. FYI. It's always the number, the letter M. But sometimes when
uh,
I push it, it doesn't unmute. So I'm like, so what are some of the difference between V1 and V2? What are the features that you added? I'm imagining this is because of the feedback that you received.
yes. So our V1, which is out right now, is where essentially fans can put their soul behind whatever music they feeling in their soul. You feel me? And whichever song got more soul on it, you feel me? Soul power is the winner of the. And then the real key to this, this was kind of inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! if you know about the Shadow Realm.
No, hold on. Now you got to unpack that. Who is Yu-Gi-Oh and what is the Shadow Realm,
Oh
sir?
man, so Yu-Gi-Oh is this anime that used to play on like Saturday morning
You
TV.
can't even talk about anime without me thinking about Black Dave. I got to give a
Yeah,
shout out to Black
shout
Dave
out Black Dave,
and
yo.
God Cloud. Yo, okay, go ahead, go ahead.
You know the deal. God Cloud would know what I'm talking about
Oh,
with Yu-Gi-Oh. Facts.
come on, God Cloud.
Definitely one of my favorite shows ever. And essentially, it's like this card dueling game, this card battle game, where they would have these cards with monsters and spells and all this stuff, and they verse each other and all that type of stuff. But one of their particular battles was
You
God
talked about
Cloud coming in,
Yu-Gi-Oh and God Cloud showed up.
showed up as soon as I.
You said the magic word, and then here he is.
Am I
Hey,
on?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
hey, yo, y'all
it
can see
was
me. Hey, what's up?
good. Was goody, dog. Was goody.
What up? What
yo.
up?
He started talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, and then you showed up. I said, "Oh,
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
let's go, yo. But yeah,
yeah."
yeah. God Cloud, you know about Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah, yeah, dude. Of
Okay,
course.
bet. This ain't good show. This ain't
His
good show.
face.
This
You
ain't good
Yeah,
insult me.
show.
like,
Yes.
dude. Yeah.
But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh had this concept called the Shadow Realm. So it's like essentially like if somebody would lose the battle, the other one would like take their soul to the Shadow Realm. It's kind of dark and shit, but like that was kind of like the motivation of like when the whichever side of the battle has more soul, all of the loser's soul goes to the winner's soul. So it's kind of like they got took to the Shadow Realm, but like yeah, and then all the winners would split that extra pot, and that would be kind of like their winnings. You know what I'm saying? So it would be like one side versus the other side. Wherever you put your soul behind, is what you really feeling. Because I was looking at poly market and prediction markets because we had a issue for a while. Like, how do we really determine a winner? Like, how do we determine a winner in a case where it's like it makes the most sense? You know what I mean? Because other sports, it's pretty obvious. Whoever makes more shots, whoever gets more touchdowns is the winner. You know what I mean? But when it comes to music, where it's kind of subjective, is like how do you really determine a winner? You feel me? So we
Yeah.
ended
So
up
how do you determine a winner without all the rappers getting all salty and stuff? You know.
exactly, yo. So after some experimentation, like our first way of doing this is the real V1 where we had super votes. So essentially how it worked is there were 5 judges. One judge was me, the host. Two, my co-founder Zal, he was the co-host. Three, we'd have a sponsor. The sponsor would be the third judge, and then the fourth judge was was determined by something we call super votes. So essentially, what super votes were these $1 NFTs on base representing each artist, and like fans could go ahead and buy as many super votes of whatever artist they wanted during the battle. And during a certain round, we would pick at random somebody who bought a super vote to come up and be that fourth judge. You feel me? So it was kind of like the more you quote unquote support, the higher a chance you get to have an effect on the outcome of the battle. And it also at the end of the battle, that if you super voted the artist that won, and you won a raffle between everybody that picked that same artist, you would also get a prize along with the artist. So it was like double incentive. You feel me? And that's how we were running our first 10 battles. And essentially after that, our fifth judge was the Twitter poll. So if you were just in the space and you wanted to just vote on the Twitter poll, boom, you could pick. That way we spread out the how do I say this, the magnitude of each quote unquote judge, but we also made each judge kind of a different proxy. One was just a personal opinion, one was a sponsor opinion, one was a host opinion, one was the crowd opinion, and one was the money opinion. You feel me? So it's like I feel like all of that in consensus will give us a true winner. You feel me?
I love this. This is so thoughtful.
Yeah, I love though like music. There's nothing I love more than this world of music. Like it took me through all of the hardest times. It took me through everything. You feel me? And then to see the climate kind of decline the way it has, it hurt me, yo. Like even in my own self, I wasn't even feeling as motivated to make music, and that's where I knew something was wrong. 'Cause I was like, something's off, bro. So I was like, yo, we got to do something, and yeah, that's where all of this came from.
That's so beautiful. So God Cloud, before you showed up, I was asking Hurricane like, what was the inspiration for this? But I was basically asking like, what was the inspiration for this project? And he mentioned a few times that the NFT music space died down. And so now that you're here too, uh, do you feel the same? And what do we call it dying down? What is that? What does it look like? And is it a real thing or is it just something that we're saying is happening because like one or two of our friends hasn't been around as much? I mean, have you noticed like a real downturn in the music NFT space? And what does that look like?
Hold on, the gears are turning right now.
Okay, let it turn. Let it turn.
You know what? I'm just about to say some stuff.
Go ahead, bro. Go
That's why
ahead.
we love you, God Cloud, for the
Let me
stuff you say.
load this sucker up. So yeah, like I don't, I feel when people are saying that, it's coming from the people who were selling a fuck ton, you know.
Basically.
It's coming from the people who were selling a fuck ton and they see a downturn and they're like, oh, the space ain't what it used to be. I've reached out to, my homies who were doing big numbers before, like, yo, you wanna do something? Like, not even on like some NFT shit, but it's like, yo, let's just you wanna cook something up real quick, just for the love of it. And they're like, well, the space ain't what it is, and da 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 da. And it's like, so your how you create is contingent on what the market's doing, which is kind of whack to me. So I'm all, like, if I'm not whipping shit up, it's because my like baby is like not letting me. It's because you want to play like Barbies or some shit. You know what I mean? Because like the studio is also the playroom, so it's tricky to
Because the studio actually is the playroom, though. Isn't that funny?
yeah, but the other day she was like, I just want the attic to be a playroom. I don't want it to be for music or for nails, just toys. It's like shit, kid. So you're just kicking all of us out of the attic. Like you run the whole house. What the fuck? But no, so yeah, I think when people are saying that like music NFT spaces, this or that, that's coming from up top, and that sentiment kind of spreads down to everybody else because the people who are saying this might not be holding spaces as much, so people aren't aggregating or congregating as much. People aren't hanging out as much, and the overall feel of the space gets kind of wonky, and that's when we're feeling like, oh man, music NFTs are dying or this or that, and that's part of the reason why I don't like calling myself a Web3 artist because I'm in this bitch regardless, yo. I'm always doing something regardless. Like I am making stuff for just social media in general, and I might not do a drop, but I might. You know what I'm saying? So, granted, I think that that the whole thing about Web3 music dying is psychosomatic. But I will say, I love what you're doing, Hurricane. I love the idea of this. This reminds me of like this is gonna sound really fucked up too, but fuck it, it's loaded up. We're fucking doing it. It sounds like almost like musical like dog fights, yo.
Ah!
Like we're betting money.
Oh my
We're in
god.
like the basement of some fucking bando, and we got, what I mean. We're like, yo, I brought
Fight
my kid
Club.
today. Let's fucking go.
It's
Yo.
Fight
So
Club.
so yeah, I love it. And I love to see people doing creative things with music and blockchain because I think the idea of just a music NFT is kind of it's unimaginative. It's low hanging fruit. And when people do it, there's so much Web 2 shit around it that that is the utility. Just like look at any like music NFT. It's like, oh, what do you get? Oh, you get to jump on a Zoom call with me, or oh, you get something. I send you some merch or whatever. All this shit can be done with an email. But what you're doing with WavWarZ, I guess it could be kind of set up without blockchain. But the way that
How?
what's that?
How?
How? I mean, again. Listen,
Okay,
listen, listen.
PayPal. You're gonna PayPal. You send me a
Yes,
PayPal
right.
if you like
Yes,
beats.
yes,
Are you gonna?
yes. That's what I'm
So
saying.
not
It can
sexy.
kind
It's
of be
not
done,
sexy.
but it's
Right,
it's
right,
it's
right.
a, it's enormously more efficient the way you're doing it, and I think that that's a proper way to use music or to combine music and blockchain. And I think it's fresh. I think it's super dope. And you were working on that at Saw House, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. We've been working on it for a minute, and we definitely want you on the show. We wish we would have got the guy you suggested, but he wasn't down. You feel me? So we trying to make the whole thing better, so that like when we do reach out to folks, it's like, yo, fuck yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
sure.
So yeah, that's why we've been coding in the background, building our upgrades, etc., like to make this shit really pop. You feel me? And like on my earlier statement, when I was saying like the Web3 space died, you gotta agree with me. Like the energy, you were here in 2021, 2022. Like the
Yeah, I was
energy was absolutely insane then. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like that now. Like we can all agree on that. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, but actually, no.
okay, I'm listening, yo. Hey, prove me wrong, yo.
I'll
Prove me
tell you,
wrong. I'm listening, yo.
you know what I'm saying? The reason why I say that is because when I think about this, so when I first came on the scene, the shit that was hot was God Cloud, actually. God
Facts.
Cloud, George Lopez, the project that God Cloud works on. He has the album actually in the studio where he's sitting in there. That was that was that was like the project that the first one, the music project that I saw when I entered the space, I think. But then there's like when it comes to music, I feel like there's events that get people excited, not long stretches of time. I really feel like the music space has been like, oh, this album or this song or this festival. I didn't see like that there was like a bunch of successful drops all and in succession for weeks and weeks. Like I feel like the music NFT space still hasn't even really like started like doing stuff. So so y'all feel like it took off and then fell? I feel like it never started yet.
I think he's saying the energy of like Web3 in general, which I can
Mm.
understand, because think of like the shit was on the news a lot back in the day
Facts.
too. Like it was a big fucking deal. Like I remember like all the local radio stations and shit who wouldn't like fuck with me for nothing were calling me up for interviews and shit. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, in that aspect, like I definitely agree with you. But I think in the purest form of the music community that is aggregated around Web3, the core motherfuckers who were putting in work haven't left. You
Facts.
know,
I agree.
even when
That's
exactly.
facts.
even
That's
when
That's
facts.
what
I
I'm
left,
trying to say.
I was still here. You know, even when I was like, yo, I'm off doing this shit, I was still, like trying to build a platform to bring back to Web3, even though I was getting that Facebook money at the time. But I was like, yo, let me do something for the blockchain homies and whatnot. So even when I was gone, I was still here. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who left, like, hey, they I don't know, kind of like you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. I know the industry is rough
Sheesh.
on people, but like shit, I'm used to getting like fucking fired at and shit. So I'm like, this is fucking easy. You know? I'm like, shit, nobody's trying to kill. Oh, fucking great.
Yo, I feel that. I feel that to the max, man. Like, cause yeah, I never left either. Like, I've been here even ups and downs, lefts and rights, and it's mainly because I really see that Web3 is the solution the music industry needs. We just haven't put all the puzzle pieces. We put in the wrong one. Just once we get it in the right place, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna click. You feel me? So like, yeah, I definitely agree with you. All of the people that's been building is like still here, just like you said. So yeah, bro, I feel that.
Speaking of people who've been building, let me ask you, so like since and by the way, congratulations on this endeavor. I remember earlier you said that you've been building this for, did you say about 7 months? 6 or 7 months? It took
Yeah,
you to like dig into it?
to
Yeah?
actually like build the MVP and put it on DevNet and whatnot, learn Solana development. Yeah, it took me like 6, 7 months. I ain't super proud, but hey, it is what it is. All I do know is that me doing all of that, now that I'm working on the upgrade, the V2, I'm moving way faster. It's like, boom, it's coming like second nature now. So it's like, okay, I get it. It's just like music. It's just like learning to make music. It sounds trash at the beginning. You might make 10,000 terrible ass beats, but once you get to that 10,001, you like, oh shit, we found some heat. You feel me?
Absolutely. So I want to ask you, so when people do the battles, the artists, they get paid in crypto. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Solana to be exact.
Solana. Okay, so how does that work? So let's say that you set up an epic rap battle. It's like Kane Mayfield versus God Cloud. I think
Okay.
I'm just saying, right? Two of my people who I know in the space. So they do their battle. All of us are putting in our Solana. God Cloud, Kane, God Cloud, Kane, blah 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 blah. And then this is all happening during the battle and God Cloud is rapping. How many songs do they do? Can you like take us through a run through? Like what how would it go? And then like after the battle, what happens? How does God Cloud like get his his winning? How's it determined? You know?
Absolutely. We actually do it. I don't know if God Cloud finna do some background music or something.
Oh, sorry, I just be grabbing guitars and shit. Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that'll be fire, yo. If it goes with the flow, you feel me?
this one I'm about to listen. I'm about to be really listening. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But essentially it goes round by round. We do rounds like kind of like boxing, you know. So the dog fight analogy wasn't too crazy, even though it's a crazy analogy. But but
It's
yeah,
so good.
it's like boxing. We do odd number round. It could be 3 rounds. The battle that we do have coming up, we haven't even announced who it is, but it's oh my god, we finna go crazy. But either way, that battle finna be 7 rounds. So like this is our first 7 round battle. But up to this time, we've been doing 3 rounds. But essentially, how it works is for every round, all of those 5 judges would whoever won the best out of 5 for each round is the winner of that round, and then whoever wins the most rounds at the end of the battle is the winner of the whole battle. You know what I mean? So like
Mm.
each of those rounds, it would be like we flip a coin, and then who one of the artists would say heads, one of the artists would say tails. Whichever one got it right gets to choose whether they want to go first or second for that round. So like that way, because usually the second is kind of an advantage. It is a slight advantage just
Like
because
tic-tac-toe.
yeah, something like that. You know, so that's how it works. And then the artists would play their songs, and then
How do they
everyone would
play their songs? If you don't mind me
okay,
interjecting, so like, what's this stage? So like, God Cloud's at his house right now in his studio.
right,
So like,
right.
how does he participate in Wave Wars?
Yeah, so our first 10 battles were all on Twitter Spaces. We just had folks playing straight through the Twitter Space mic, you know, even though this sounded best, folks were still vibing, you know what I mean? But we actually work on an update now to get stuff on YouTube. So yeah, like God Cloud could be on camera, boom, and, you know, doing the music and stuff. And then we had one battle where we did it in Discord, you know, and that worked pretty well. And you could see the
Video.
artists. Exactly. You see them playing and stuff. And it also played through the Twitter spaces. To this day, I don't know how they solved that tech, but we did it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so essentially the artist would play their music, and then everyone would listen. And then once both artists were done playing their music, we would turn on the Twitter poll for 10 minutes, and we turn on the WavWarZ V1 on the website, so people could go in there and put their soul behind whoever think won or whoever they'd appreciate, blah blah blah. And then after that 10 minutes or so, after about 10 minutes, we see the Twitter poll result. We get the WavWarZ V1 result, and we see who the winner is, and the artist will get paid immediately right after the round. Like as soon as the round closes, 10%, like when the loser's soul goes to the winner's soul.
The loser.
Yeah, exactly. So the losers take a heat. You feel me on the V1, but
That's
we
cold.
working on a slight tune up on the V2 after some feedback we got, because folks was like, I don't want to lose all my soul. I don't want to lose all my soul. So I was like, okay, there's a way we could do that, and also give people the opportunity to get way more gains, like like Meme Boy type gains. But that's a whole other topic. But either way,
Quick, quick
what's up?
question.
What's up?
So they just lose like the soul that they got like that was voted on them, right? Their wallet don't get like cleaned out, right?
No, bro.
Okay, about to
So
say like, damn, dude, you want some
That's
real shadow
V3.
realm shit, bro? What?
that's a shadow realm shit.
Yo, that's strictly for linemen, not for freshmen.
No. So
Yikes.
during the Wave Wars V1 battle, they would put how much soul they're willing to risk. You feel me? And then at the end of the battle, it's like all of the losers' soul would go to the winners, and the winners would split that soul in proportion to how much they put in. So the people that put in a higher wager would get in more from the losers' pot. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Okay.
essentially how that works. And then the artist would get 10%. The winning artist would get 10% of that. the losing artist would get 4%, and WavWarZ would keep 6%, right in the middle. You feel me? But every round it would be like that would happen. So like every round, the artist would get paid. You feel me? So yeah, that's how that works.
That's hot. So,
Yeah.
this brings me to I think an interesting question, meaning I'm interested in your answers.
Okay. Okay. All good.
uh, so, one of the saddest things I find in the space is when artists get paid in crypto, and as soon as we get that, what does it do? It turns into cash. Ah! So that's just such a waste, right? So my question is, it's a question slash ask maybe. Uh, have you discovered any resources that make it easy for a person to learn how to invest in their Solana ecosystem? Have you found any
Ooh,
like good DeFi or anything so that when people join your rap battles, when they join WavWarZ and they win their soul, when they get that Solana, that they know I can put this in DeFi or I can,
mhm.
instead of just cashing it out? Because I'm sure that as you were developing over the last 7 months, you had to learn so much, right?
Facts.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, and I won't ask. I'm not asking for this guidance just right now on the spot, but do you have some resources that you could point musicians too, where they go, "Hey, I just got paid all this soul." Like, are you in a DeFi group? Like, do you do any of that?
So I'm so glad you asked that question because it gives me a chance to shout out to the Muff Gazal. You feel me? so,
Yeah.
so essentially, WavWarZ is a Zal project. Like I brought it up to Zal, and we've been partnering on this whole thing the whole way long. And the Zal has a program that's also attached to a meme coin called Student Loans, which just did a crazy pump like a couple of weeks ago. Don't even ask me what
I
happened, but it
I've
was
seen
absolutely
student loans. I didn't know it was Zal.
yes, absolutely. Anything you see with a capital Z at the end, WavWarZ, student loans, that's kind of like,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
the alpha.
you,
Okay, I got it.
but
That was
yeah,
me processing. Okay, got it.
all good, all good. The alien eyes, that's funny. But yeah, yeah. So essentially, the way student loans is kind of incentivized is like as you learn about crypto, you get some student loans. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a real interesting, play. It hasn't really been fully fleshed out, but like Zal, the team, the Sal is working on it so that when we do get into these spaces, we can also promote student loans, the student loans movement. Yo, you want some student loans? You feel me?
So
Go
what
learn
is
about
student
crypto. You
loan?
feel me?
So what is student loans? Is it an educational program that teaches about Solana DeFi ecosystem?
About all crypto as a whole, like basically just
Ah, okay.
teaching people about crypto. You feel me? So
Including the Solana DeFi ecosystem.
exactly. We ain't set out a curriculum and all that yet.
Okay,
But
I'm asking for a curriculum because
right,
this
right.
is because so this speaking to the thing that we talked about earlier, which is like enthusiasm and people leaving the space, leaving, right? Or I'll just say like the uh waxing and waning of energy, let's just say. Although there's a couple things I wanted to point out. Number one, nothing escapes the cycles of life.
Mhm.
Everything ebbs and flows. It's literally the nature of things,
Agreed.
right? So when things ebb and flow, I don't necessarily see that as something that needs to be fixed. I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. It's just like breathing. If you only took air in, you would be uncomfortable after a very short time, and the space is the same. We take air in, we have to let it out. We take air in, we have to let it out. And so I feel like that's just like the way that this is flowing. But the other thing is, I feel like one of the crucial things is some people are here and they don't know how to, and I include myself in this, right? Although I'm learning, a lot of us, we don't know how to uh, multiply our gains here. And so what happens is people come here and they see other people making a lot of money and then they see it all floating around. They might get some, but then because the education hasn't gone far enough, they just convert it into fiat. And the
Right.
real magic of this space is what we invest here. And so I feel like if you get paid in Solana, you got to also learn about Solana DeFi. because when people come here and they start making money in Web3, because when you're making money with crypto, it's like a kind of money you can't make anywhere else except the casino. And at the casino, you're not actually investing in something that's going to benefit anyone, right? Here, a lot of these projects, not all of them, but a lot of the projects, you're investing in something that may return, or is feeding a person who actually is building another project with their silly coin, right? Uh,
Exactly.
so so even when you're buying something silly, oftentimes it actually is still feeding something positive, even if it's a trickle down, trickle down, trickle down. But I think that's like the thing is if people understood how to make money in this space, I don't think anyone could ever leave.
Yo, I'm definitely one of those people that shoot. I ain't leaving crypto. like, like I ain't even on cap. Most of my net worth is in crypto. It's not even in fiat. You know what I mean? So, I definitely agree. The capacity of this stuff is absolutely insane, and like the ways that people can make money, even in Solana DeFi. I actually just discovered, staking on Solana, which can deliver some 10% a year returns. It don't sound like crazy, but like that's great. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm seeing all these type things, like all these DeFi things, and after you spoke on that, I think that is something that I could talk to the team and talk to the ZAO about to like, yeah, let's build some educational tools because yeah, I do agree that when the music industry moves on chain, a lot of things will be a lot more efficient. Because one of the biggest problems with the music industry is that a lot of nobody knows where the money's going. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know where it's going. It bought a lot of baby oil.
oh,
1 dillion of baby oil was purchased
one did do.
in the past 8 years.
I'm a
That is,
billionaire.
yeah.
I want the God Cloud. I'm going to trademark it.
I was
Oh,
about to say somebody launching a pump fund right now, Didillion or Didillions or something, bro.
Didillionaire. I want to be a didillionaires. I'm sorry, but
That
it's
is
so good.
funny, yo. That's a meme
So
coin
you're
right there.
you're right though. So you're saying transparency is a problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's like people will sign record deals, blah blah. I was just watching an interview with Russ the other day. He was telling folks, "Yo, you need to audit your label." Like if
oh
you
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because
I
it's
seen
like
that one. Yeah.
yeah, folks be hiding money, doing all type of it. Birdman, if you know about the whole Young Money situation where Birdman
Tell
essentially
us
doesn't
their
pay
business.
anybody.
Tell
I
us the
mean,
business.
Birdman essentially don't pay anybody. Like everyone's losing their royalties. Nobody knows where it's going. The accounting structure is off. At least with a blockchain, every transaction can be accounted for. Like if you wanted to even do your own audit, you could look on SoulScan and be like, "Yo, this is where this went. This is where this went. Blah blah blah, etc. etc." So it's like eventually, like I see the end game being some sort of Spotify being on the blockchain, whereas every stream, every whatever would be accounted for. You know what I mean? And all the rights holders would be accounted for, etc. etc. Like it's really a lot like the blockchain can solve so many of the music industry's problems. It's incredible. So like I think WavWarZ being kind of like a Trojan horse to bring people to understand the technology with an exciting new way. One, not only to make money for fans and musicians, but also to like discover music, blah blah blah. And it's kind of a new way to bring people into the blockchain without like being like, hey, have you heard about smart contracts? Like nobody give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? They just want to what is the excitement? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's almost kind of like verses, It's like verse, and everybody, like me
Exactly. It
personally, I fucking loved it.
was
The verse
incredible.
thing, though. The locks for
Versus.
that one was my favorite. You never seen the verses before where they have like,
Oh,
No.
oh my God, Maximilian. Okay,
What?
thanks,
No.
thanks. You don't
okay,
know about Yu-Gi-Oh either,
I
so
feel like I just told you guys I haven't seen the movie Friday right now, but okay, like I've seen Friday, but what is
okay.
versus?
Come on now, you've seen verses, yo, where they have, they'll have like a rap artist or whoever, producers going back and forth. Like the biggest one, I don't know if it was the biggest one that I saw that I was really, like I was watching that shit in the shower, yo. The water was cold. I'm just sitting there like, this shit's lame. But it was the Locks versus Dipset. Yo, they were on stage. going back and forth, track for track, and the shit was nuts. So I'm thinking, this is kind of like a Web3 version of that, but with the betting aspect built in, and that's we need more stuff like that. It's got to be, the Web3 shit's got to be like running under the hood. That's not the hook. The hook is like, oh hey, you want to see these musicians battle?
Facts.
Come through, and you want to bet, and then there's your different layers of how deep you want to get in with the betting. I fucks with that too. So yeah, Maximilian, we got to introduce you to verses and
Facts.
Hurricane.
Today.
I love the similarities that you got going on. Super fly.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. Yeah, Versus was definitely part of the inspiration, bro. Like that shit was incredible. But they just shut it down after COVID and whatnot. I'm like, bro, why? You feel me? But yeah, I think that lane for independent artists is wide open, especially because like right now, what is the discovery mechanism? It's just TikTok and
No, wait,
Instagram.
no, not anymore. Not anymore. TikTok is donezo.
It's
No, it's
back. It's
back.
back. It's
It's
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's back. Like yesterday, within
Oh
14
my
hours.
God.
it's some bullshit, but it's back. Yo, we all on Sing Show now. I'm learning Chinese.
Zinchao. Let's
Yo, we
go.
doing that shit.
Zinchao.
Ni hao.
Yeah.
I see you, dog.
Let's
But yeah,
go. Okay, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really glad to hear it.
Yeah, we were just like, people. There needs to be a new way to discover music that's not that stuff. Because clearly that stuff is cool. Don't get me wrong, but like I just feel like music battles would be so exciting, and it opens up so many other avenues, like jerseys for artists, merch for artists, all type of stuff, and live battles, live destination battles. Like we go to Atlanta, best of
Music
the
as a
best in
sport.
Atlanta. Yes, you get it,
Olympic.
yo,
Let's go.
you get it, yo. Like imagine the type of quality of music like people will churn out when there's like a great incentive. You know what I mean? Not only are you going to get put on, get discovered better, but you also get paid heftily. I'm not talking about no Spotify payments because we did the calculations. We could do small percentages of the volume that Pump Fund does and pay out musicians crazy amounts. You know what I'm saying? So, like that's really the goal. Like, get folks eating, get folks incentivized, get folks like. I just think we need just the same way music NFTs kind of brought about a mini renaissance that's kind of what I'm seeing. Like, I love when there's excitement in the music space. I feel like the whole world benefits when the musicians are inspired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you're right on with making everyone benefit. And I love how even the losers get a little
Like,
cut because, we all play to win. And as long as you win something, then you can go away feeling like you did something because, you can still crush it, but there can only be one winner, right?
I agree. We also with our V2, we got something coming for the losing fans. Like even the fans that lose in the battle.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. We we
nice.
got we came up on a great idea. I can't talk about it now until it's
Oh,
complete.
okay.
But like,
Okay.
oh my god, like it's like we created a way where literally everybody can eat, essentially. So that's
Oh,
that's
this is
that's
so
always
incredible.
been the goal.
This is incredible. I'm really glad that you mentioned about music discovery. This is something God Cloud and I talk about a lot because I feel like music discovery is the number one victory for any musician is being discovered.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah. And so, I definitely see how this is helping with music discovery. And I'm curious. So like, how could this scale? Do you see like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, I thought about this more than I think about a lot of things. I like folks be telling me I need to find love and shit, but I'm like, hold up, wait, let me think.
Damn.
I was just talking to my bestie yesterday. Shout out to DJ Paper. I was just having a similar conversation with him yesterday. Yeah, I stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning and there's no guy going, babe, can't you come to bed? And I'm like,
Oh
I'm
man,
full DJ mode right now, and it's amazing. I'm with you. Love might have to wait.
facts, yo, facts. Or
Get
unless
that work done, y'all.
you feel me,
Says the man with the baby.
facts, facts. That's
Listen
how we
to
Get the
win.
work
listen
done.
to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to God Cloud later to feel how you found the balance. You feel me? But yeah, yeah. But yeah, yeah. It's definitely been like that. And dang, I forgot what question I was answering. What was it? What was that? What were we talking about?
Scaling?
The thing that
Oh
keeps
yeah,
you up at
scaling.
night. Yeah.
Perfect,
What
perfect,
keeps you
perfect.
up at night?
Exactly, yo. So our ideas are around scaling are vast. Like number one, we need to get things off the ground. That's why we kind of put that WavWarZ percentage in there, so that we also get money to invest in building the platform, building everything out. Because we plan on having like destination battles is one of the biggest ways I think we'll first get that initial like real push. You know, of course, we'll be doing stuff on the internet with Twitter Spaces, YouTube, etc., etc. But the way
Destination battles?
yes, like how we had in Miami when we did the live Wave Wars and the energy that I felt from that, the energy I saw in there, I was like, okay, we need to touch people in real life. You know what I mean? So like having like a Wave Wars tour where we literally like go city to city, the best of the best from each city, blah blah blah, and we already got a mechanism in order to find the best of the best of each city, and we put them on stage, stream that on YouTube, have the charts going, you know, while the battle is going, so you can see
Ooh, the
all type of
chart!
stuff.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I can
yeah, yeah.
imagine God Cloud finger drumming and
You
just
feel
at the
me?
faster his fingers are going, the chart is just pumping and pumping and
Yeah.
pumping.
Yes, yo, that is the goal. That's how we plan to scale. Of course, started in America, the birthplace of so much of music's trends. You feel me? So we started America, hit all the popular cities over there, and you know, as we expand, as you know, we start to build more demand. That was also why we wanted to build it on Solana. Solana's a global computer. Solana can be accessed by anybody. You feel me? So we don't have to go through all of these I don't know if y'all dealt with Stripe before and all these other things. It's like
Oh my gosh.
the
Did you
headache.
say Stripe? Oh my god.
You feel me though? So it's like, yeah, we want it to be decentralized. That way we can hit city to city and we can tell everybody the same thing. Learn how to buy Soul, learn how to use Soul, and you in there. You feel me? Which is the easiest of all cryptos, in my opinion, to learn.
Mm. Well, perhaps, but so you learned Rust?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm a
No.
Rust expert now. Rust
Oh,
anchor.
I
Yeah.
am so proud of you. Yeah, Solana is so interesting, and I'm really glad that it's getting traction. I remember like a few years ago, I wanted to host a hackathon for Solana, but
Wow.
this was like 3 years ago, right? And nobody wanted to learn Rust. I was like,
Interesting.
nobody. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because um, because there was no templates built. Everyone was like so used to using like EVM. You know, you're going to build something on Ethereum, and there's so many templates that you can just grab and use. It's, you know, that's already built.
Right,
And with
right.
Rust, everything needed to be built from scratch. There was no huge library of templates that someone could just drag into their project. And at the time, I had a really so my personal philosophy is I don't convince, right? If you want someone to build something with you, if you have to convince them, that's not the right person. You want to find someone who already sees value in the ecosystem, who already sees value in the activity or project or whatever. And those are like our ideal like collaborators. And I remember at the time, the feedback that I was getting was people didn't want to learn something new because there was no guarantee of immediate financial benefaction. So different from, I mean, you could just spit and hit an, you know, Ethereum project that needs a developer where there's money or a grant or something. So I found that people were less incentivized to build because they had to build from scratch. How have things changed since you've been building in the Solana ecosystem?
Oh, I'm about to put everybody that's listening to us on that wants to learn Rust development. I'm about to put y'all on, yo. Yo, wind, surf, cursor AI, that's what you need, yo. V0, that's what you need, yo. This AI,
Wind, surf,
exactly.
can you unpack?
I'm gonna unpack it, you know. We FedEx out here. But like essentially, yo, windsurf, cursor, all of these things are AI programmers. So essentially, now you have an AI assistant that knows, that is trained on all the data on the internet up to a certain point, of course, on a certain programming language. It could be Rust, it could be uh, smart contracts, EVM, whatever. And you essentially get to speak in English, natural language, to this AI and tell it what you wanted to code and what you wanted to do. So as long as you know the frameworks, and as long as you got a little bit of grit to go through, whenever the AI is essentially, I don't know if we can cuss on here, but effing up, then
Oh, I
you
love
can
cuss
create.
words. Please let it rip. Let it rip.
When the AI is fucking up, you can build whatever you want. You know what I mean? Right now,
Yeah.
all it takes is knowing how to speak, knowing how to build a project, knowing the steps to like plan everything out and communicate it in such a way that the AI knows what you want to do step by step by step by step, and know how to verify these results using Google, YouTube, blah blah, etc., etc. And whenever you get stuck, to like have the grit to keep going, because like these AI programming tools are incredible, but the reason I put those disclaimers up is that if you have no idea, if you know nothing about code and blah blah, you expect to just go in there, write a prompt, and say, "Hey, build me this." It's not gonna go what you think it's gonna go. Like it's gonna build some stuff. There's gonna be a bunch of errors. You got to solve all type of stuff. But like if you just stick with it and you learn the process and you learn how to talk to the AI and you learn how the AI thinks and moves, you now have like a developer that's working with you. You know what I'm saying? You just have to know how to talk to it, and eventually you'll come out with a final product. And that's what happened with our V1. And like, I essentially learned full stack Solana development within 6 months, whereas most before this type of technology was available, it would take people probably years. You know what I mean? So now that time horizon of learning has just been vastly scrunched down. So as long as you have the grit and the willingness, you can build whatever you want today.
Amazing. Amazing. So, what kind of music are you hoping to see on WavWarZ?
Shoot, I love everything. That's the reason we didn't want to do just rap battles, because rap battles are cool. A lot of people love rap battles, but I feel like after verses left, there's been this missing gap for like catalog battles, like the music you already made. You know what I mean?
Woo! You're
Like,
talking Dame Dash language now. Pause.
you feel yo, you feel me
We
though,
can
but
go catalog for catalog.
exactly. You feel me, yo? Like let's see. And it
Top level.
also invokes a little strategy, because it's like, what in my catalog is gonna face off against this song that they just played the best? You know what I mean? So
This is chess.
yeah, exactly, yo. It really
Music
is.
chess.
It really is. Even when we did the live battle, I love what Django did. Even though he beat me in the third round, I'm not gonna say he beat me in any of the other rounds, because I definitely won the first and second. But but he beat me in the third round. I love the strategy he used to do it, and it
I
opened
love it. I love that. Give us that smoke, boy. Get blow that smoke.
but it just made me realize that like there's a whole strategic component to it, especially when you bring it to a live battle. Because what he did in the first two rounds, he had a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just a different person and whatnot. But in the third round, he was like, "All right, take the mask off." He made it epic. You know what I mean? Like he made it a show. And he was like, "Take the mask off." He took the suit off or shirt off or jacket off or whatever. And then
He
the
took his shirt off. That sounds like
I don't
cheating.
remember. I don't remember
He's trying to get those
all.
extra votes. That's cheating.
You
What,
feel
he's
me?
flexing his muscles.
But you get it though. Like all of these other components came into it. And it's like,
He cheated.
hey, we ain't gonna talk about.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. If you take off your shirt, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna say it like this: if you're doing the waves battles and you start taking off clothing, that's cheating. Go ahead.
That's funny. But yeah, it was just like I understood the whole strategy to it. Like it made his third round so much more potent because of its contrast to the first two rounds, which made him win the third round. You know what I'm saying? So like just those kind of aspects, and like just the strategy component to it, it just adds a whole nother thing. And like it made me think like once these battles get very serious, you'll have people in the studio 12 hours cooking up the best they got, bringing together all their best producers, just to win. You know what I mean? And then as a result of that, the fans, everyone in the world gets incredible music. You know what I'm saying? So like I just think the wins are just there's so many wins to be had here. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, speaking of the music, that's something I wanted to ask you about too. So, like, I know you said in the past you were doing this on Twitter Spaces, on X Spaces Live.
Yep.
And so, right. So, like, two questions. Number one, were these spaces recorded?
Absolutely, they are recorded. They're recorded on my I ran some battles and my G's all ran some battles. So yeah, we do have them recorded on Twitter Spaces. We couldn't figure out how to get it on YouTube. That was the main issue.
Ah,
Yeah, because they're like it has to be a certain length to get on YouTube. Some of the platforms we were trying to use, and then also they needed the actual Twitter Space link. And it seems like after you run a Twitter Space, all they give you is like the post link, but not the Twitter Space link. You know what I mean? So it's
I
like,
know how to get it.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some things. We could talk about it off
That's a
camera maybe.
fact. Okay.
If I can help anyway, it would be my pleasure. So my question is, so people could go back and listen to these episodes maybe. Is there an archive, a place where people can catch old episodes? And this is part two of my question is how do you handle music licensing and this kind of stuff? Because like if people are people are on your show and they're putting their original music on there, uh, how are you? Are we tracking it, or are we just considering this like a live performance kind of thing?
That's
Uh,
actually a question that I got a couple times, and I'm gonna be completely transparent. I don't even know how like what's going on with all that
oh,
stuff,
okay.
but I do
We could
definitely
talk
need
about
to
it. We
learn.
could
You
talk.
feel me? So
We could talk about
yeah, because I heard about ASCAP and BMI
BMI.
for
BMI. BMI is
performance
that's
royalties. Okay,
I'm a BMI songwriter. I'm a BMI songwriter, and I recommend BMI. And I'll say the reason why. It's because uh, some years ago, ASCAP made a change to the way that they pay musicians, and they changed it so that it used to be the highest paying royalty was to get for music placement was to get a music placement with like so with music placement, if your voice is heard and the music, it's a higher payment than if just the music. It's like, sometimes they use an instrumental for music placement. But the highest payment is like your voice and the music in a music placement. And there's all these different strategies and categories. And ASCAP, they changed like the way that they pay artists. And so BMI actually pays the highest across the board. So that's why I'm a
uh,
BMI songwriter. I've been from the beginning and I highly recommend. But yeah, you know, it's something to talk about, but we can totally get into it. But yeah, these are the things I was really curious about because as a songwriter, I'm like monetization matters a lot, and
totally.
uh, I remember things. This is like one of the reasons why I'm here in Web3 music because I remember many conversations where I talked with friends who they were, at a emerging point in their career, but they were getting radio play, right?
Mm.
And they weren't getting paid. And it was just really interesting to discover that even at higher levels, clout still matters. And, you can have a record deal and stuff and still uh, have some of your money get left on the table because the system's not perfect and there's a
Right.
lot of different verticals and a lot of it's like having like like being a music artist in traditional music is like having like 30 wallets and there's like a little dust in all the little wallets and it's like you need someone to come along and like scrape all your dust together and put it all you know uh so right and music placement is like one of those areas and like every time a musician puts their music somewhere uh it's like a little container. It should be a little container that holds your dust, right?
Mm.
So that's why I was curious about these things.
Yeah, so on our current WavWarZ V1, I remember you asked a question as to why we didn't, and a lot of people asked this question that tried it out and demoed it. They were like, why can't we listen to the music on the website? Main reason, I don't even know the licensing, blah, blah. So I was like, let's just have a link that leads to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, so that people can listen to it. And also, it runs their
Buy
streams.
it. I mean, so like me personally, uh, I would like to see the songs that are for sale, a link to purchase
I
the
like that
song.
too.
I'm going to tell you very in just in very plain language. I never want to see a Spotify link unless it's to a podcast. I never want to see a link to stream music from a bona fide music like person because Spotify is not good for musicians
At all.
to put their music on and monetize it. I mean, see, I'm a hacker, so I really believe like Spotify is good for something. You can't deny the platform is sick. It's got the UX, it's got all the things, but it's not a great place for musicians to make money with their music.
Totally
So,
agree.
yeah, so like I would not like to go to your website and see a link to stream the music on Spotify. I feel like that would be that's not ideal. What I would love, because I want to support the musician, and I know that Spotify doesn't pay musicians anything, not even one penny, until they've, gotten racked up a certain amount of plays within a certain amount of time. It's extremely unfair. I don't support the system at all.
I totally agree with you. Like you talking to a guy that I got. I remember when I got my biggest Spotify day. I think I got like 20,000, 30,000 plays in a day or something. I was like, oh my god, yo, this is about to be big. You know what I'm saying? And then I look at I'm like, what?
Was it $7?
Nah, it was $40, which is not bad, but it's like I was still like, dang, you know how much I had to work I had to do to get like how much promo I had to like how
Yeah,
much time, like it was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
yeah.
yo, and then even when there was a time where I was running ads, because I'm definitely just like you said, I'm a hacker too. I was trying to figure out anything to get my music out there. So I was running them Facebook ads uh, from Hyped It and stuff. The ones that retarget and can find your blah blah. I'm
Yeah.
talking, we going deep, yo. We in the weeds with the Facebook. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like even after that, like all of that is like, dang, I'm not getting nothing but a little bit of dollars. Like even all the money I'm spending on marketing is not even. But people say, some artists, will say it pays out in the end once you're big enough. But the problem with streams is that people say crypto's a zero sum game. Yo, streams is a negative thousand
Yeah.
sum game.
For real though. That's like somebody was saying, like, oh yeah, what do you think is the great disruptor? I'm like, fucking streaming is because it disrupts the ability to make fucking money as an artist. Like
Facts.
that's
Nah,
the worst.
facts, yo. Facts, yo. And it's like because people can only stream one song at a time. Any given user can only stream one song at a time. And it's like, that's cool. But it's like that means all the other millions of songs is not getting that stream. You feel me? And then even so, that stream percentage is so tiny. The payment they get for it is so small. It can barely like can they even buy a slice of bread? Like
Guess what? And they make a thing about unique. They make a thing about unique streamers too, unique users as well. So like one person putting your song on repeat, you're not getting the. It's not.
Yeah, they must have
uh,
just changed that. Because I
They.
remember,
wow.
I
yeah,
read the fine print, so it has to be unique listeners. It's fucked.
That
It's
is
so fucked.
sickening.
since
That
when? They
is
just start that or
sickening, yo.
something?
It's the same. It's the same. Uh, like they initiated this like almost a year ago. They just took
Okay.
a long time to like enforce it. So
Kick it.
this is the
Okay.
same. Yeah, it's the same thing that I read. I don't know, maybe they did update it, but one that I read a few months ago, it said it was breaking down like you're only going to get paid if, and then it was like this
Yeah.
many streams plus this many unique users out of these streams, and
Oh
I was like,
hell no.
Yeah, because I remember I've been seeing rappers talking. This is like, and I've mentioned this before. And someone who isn't me maybe has done this too. But the thing would be back in the day, you get a bunch of phones, you get a bunch of, and also too, like Spotify would let you get the 30-day free trial, right? You get a bunch of phones, you get a bunch of emails, and you find your shortest track, and you just set all the devices up in a spot with, that's got Wi-Fi consistently, and you just run that shit. You just let that shit fucking go. maybe have somebody there who can like check it, make sure everything's, on. But I've been hearing rappers saying like, yeah, they'll let you make 70,000 a month doing that. And I
Mm.
remember seeing this dude talk about that shit. I'm like, yo, you done fucked it up for everybody.
Yo,
Like,
facts.
Oh my God.
about to pull the plug on the shit. And sure enough, like in the next few, like, year to 2 years after that, they fucking pulled the plug. But one thing too that I was thinking, and this all, kind of reminded me of the drama that happened after Zaucella with the filming of the performances and everything like that. Maybe there's something you could do with like a, just get some paperwork together. I'm sure you could find something like boilerplate.
Facts.
Just have the artist sign it and maybe have it. And here we go. Here we go. Now I'm
Nah,
like,
go ahead, bro. We
Yeah,
need it.
yeah, let's go. Go off,
yeah, here
Cloud.
we
Go
go. Here
off.
we
Go
go.
off,
I'm
brother.
doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I fucks with Hurricane. So,
God bless.
but yeah, maybe something you can, have any contestant who's about to do it sign up, say, hey, I give you the option to I lease my music to you specifically for this, maybe for a certain amount of time, or indefinitely, or hey, in a year we'll revisit this and figure out something or other. Have all the stuff up there, and then set it up to be like, hey, for a small donation, you can listen to X amount of the past streams to keep reoccurring revenue for all the contestants
Oh.
who came on and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh.
A sponsorship level that gives you access to like a sponsorship level.
No, so what God Cloud is saying is like a subscription, like in order to
You,
listen to the
what I'm
past.
what I'm saying is that subscription could be called a sponsorship level.
All right, cook. Go ahead, cook.
Do you know
Let
what I
me
yeah.
mean?
explain.
Like instead of just being like, "Oh, you're just an audience member," if a person wants
Oh
to
yeah.
do like that, you could call it a subscription. It could be a sponsorship level. What God Cloud's talking about.
And that could be a whole nother. All right, shit. Here we go. Here
Yo,
we
you
go.
cook, y'all cooking, bro.
Yo,
Y'all
I
cooking,
want
bro.
my seat on the board after this
Me
hurricane.
too.
Yo,
Me too.
let's get it, yo. Let's get it, yo.
Hurricane, this is what we do. God Cloud and I, before we do a stream, we usually have like our streams are actually 5 hours. We have like a 4 hour private stream, and then we have a 1 hour public stream. I mean,
Yo.
watch over the next year, you'll be like, damn, Maximilian and God Cloud just launched a fucking movie channel. Maximilian and God Cloud just launched a fucking shoe line. Maximilian and God Cloud. Why? Why? Because we have these private talks and we bake cooking all the time.
Cooking,
Yeah,
yo.
cooking up God Cloud. What you got?
Let's go.
But so what I was gonna say is that maybe and then you can potentially introduce this as another another like voting pool or whatever. But the people who have purchased these sponsorship tiers or whatnot, now they have they're almost the people who are sitting up in the balconies watching the gladiator fight, and they have another different like class of voting as well. You know what I'm saying? So here's my advice to keep it so you got the reoccurring revenue. You can keep people coming back to the page even if you missed it. Because I tell you what, like I used to hate when I'd miss fucking wrestling on Mondays,
Facts, facts.
Fridays. But now that shit's on fucking Netflix, I'm like, fuck, I can watch it any fucking time. Like I don't gotta freaking try and headlock the baby mama to get the TV on Mondays anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, like okay, like watching Walking Dead, I'll watch this later on. But no, dude, you have the artist fill out that agreement, have the previous shows up on the site in the app. If people want to view them, maybe you let them get like a little taste of it. Maybe you let them get like a free 5 minutes. Maybe the first two rounds, the first round of the back and forth is free. You want to see the rest, you got the paywall. Boom. So now the artist can, they can watch or whatever. Get there, the people can watch the artist get stuff for free. Be like, oh wait, damn, this is cool. Let me buy in. They buy in, and now also too, because you got the reoccurring shit, you can sell sponsorship space on that page too. So you can be
I
like,
was
yo,
good.
this is the Coca-Cola comeback page. Da 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 da. But yeah, I think that addition would be fucking mint. Would be,
So
I think make you guys some money, make the artists some money, and be cool for the people coming in and watch the past stuff.
so I was thinking along those lines, but I was thinking of putting it on YouTube, like that way anybody in the world could discover it, because it brings a fine line between, do you want more people to see it, or do you want to make as much? Well, because I think when more people see it, by proxy more money will come. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and also the artists get out there more. And then on top of that, when with YouTube, it's like, let's say we got sponsorships on YouTube, we could still pay out those same, you know, same royalties to the artists. You know what I'm saying? And give money for the platform as well.
Do
So
both. Do both. Have the free shit on YouTube and on the website, but direct them from the YouTube to the website to purchase the full thing to check it all out. But Maximilian, I saw you had your hand up. Sorry.
yeah, facts, facts. Oh, you on mute. Dang,
Uh-oh.
she can't hear us.
You can't hear
Ah,
us? Okay.
she can
Okay.
hear us, but we can't hear her.
My microphone.
There you
There we
go.
go.
We hear you. We
As
hear
my
you.
yeah, so yeah. So what I was saying is, what about Unlonely?
What's that?
Unlonely has moved to Solana. Unlonely is the
Really?
unlone. Yeah, they just did it. I, I, I'm pretty sure. Like they just did it last week. So Unlonely is the Web3 YouTube. And
Interesting.
it's cool. It's especially made for live streaming. It is so super cool. It used to be on Base, but they just moved to Solana.
Interesting.
And
Hmm.
you're on Solana.
How does it
So
work?
I'm so the way Unlonely works is very simple. Is like there's a page, and like as a creator, I would just it's very simple. It's like RSTMP, right? I would just grab the key and the streaming stuff. I would plug it into my OBS or my streaming software, and then when I go live, it goes live. It's just really there's really not a lot of options. It's not like YouTube with all these options and all this stuff. It's just very simple, but it streams live and it streams to all the places, and it's on chain
Ah.
and it's on Solana. They just left base to go to Solana like last week.
And then like how do like what is on Solana? Like people pay to watch this stuff or how does it work?
Mm. Uh, I think you have to. I think you'll have to look into it. You know,
Okay,
there's
yeah,
probably
facts, facts,
you
facts.
can probably build out or create like anything that you imagine, because like I think you might even be able to have like there might even be an API possibly.
Okay.
But it's very easy to use. I'm saying like I know so I'm a YouTuber, right? I love YouTube. I have a lot of love for YouTube. I spend lots of time at YouTube studios and I have nothing but positive things to say. I feel like YouTube was a big disruptor and totally YouTube was the first big disruptor and the first to empower artists, the first to empower musicians, and I have much love for YouTube. However, they don't. It's like you're getting pennies again.
Yeah, facts. It
You
is
know what I'm
trash.
saying? You're getting pennies again, okay? And so, and you know, there. One thing that's great about YouTube is they share all the data with you. They share the analytics and like all these things. So, like YouTube is great in so many ways. So, I'm not trying to discourage you from using YouTube. However, if you're giving something away for free, then it to me that changes the value proposition.
Mm,
And when you become a part of YouTube's ecosystem, now you have to agree to some of their rules, and some of the tools that you want to use may or may not be available to you depending upon the content that you're creating.
I see.
So this is you're back in the land of not free speech.
Facts. That too.
Yeah. And and that's fine, right? So what I'm saying is why? Let's just keep it all Web3, baby. And I'm not saying don't use YouTube, but should it be the
The
source
main.
that
Yeah, yeah.
no,
I
absolutely
agree.
not. You know,
I
I
feel you.
say, give that nookie to the founder of Unlonely, who's like, it's like a small team, I believe. So
I would
after
love to
this,
talk to them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, after this, we'll put together a little something and see what we can put
That would
together
be
because
heat.
yeah, I think this would be the best combination, really. And you can still, like this, YouTube can be like one of the
Highlights.
places, yeah,
I
highlights. It can be
yeah,
one of the places that you
Yeah.
stream. But
Exactly.
yeah.
the reason why I say it is because like I get statistics when I do this show. I don't get any watchers from YouTube. Like, it's
That's
not where people are at watching stuff. It's great though as an archival place because people go to YouTube looking for content, so it should be there for that. And so in that way, maybe it's great for highlights, but for like the full show and for people to
yeah,
be engaged, Unlonely is so much the better. Plus, it's on chain. There's like a comment thing people can comment, but most importantly, it's on chain.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a cultural alignment. I want to get away from YouTube. I want to get away from X. I want to get away from all these things as the primary place where these creative things live. I don't want to get away from these platforms in general. I just don't want them to be the home for our content.
I feel that, and like honestly, they kind of showed us that too. Because if you see on a lot of those platforms, a lot of Web3 content doesn't make it very far. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
like, yeah, they already don't show much love. So I definitely agree with you. I really appreciate y'all bringing up this idea, and I'm definitely gonna look into Unlonely to see how all that works. But yeah, like after
Yeah.
you guys were talking, it made me it reminded me of what the NFL does. The NFL just posts their highlights on YouTube, and then to see the full thing, you either gotta get their NFL package or whatever. You know, like same thing.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
and you
So
guys got an app, right? It's like a full blown
yeah,
app.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah, so
yeah.
like you don't even need, you don't want people going to YouTube for your content. It's kind of like, if you want to know how I'm doing, don't call God Cloud and ask him how's Maximilian. Call me.
Thanks.
I
Yeah,
mean, call
dude.
him, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That's
But still,
real.
I'll be like, just go talk to her. Like, why are you calling me? I'm that dude. The fuck you calling me for, fam? Like, you want me to? We'll do a three-way call and I'll hang up and y'all figure it out. But nah, man, dude. I think that having it within your app makes your and now it's giving your app more return visibility,
Visibility, yeah, I agree.
and it's making it look better for to sponsors and shit too, because now you can sell space within that because you've got the reoccurring eyes on it. Use YouTube for the fucking highlights all day. And again, that's even though it's just like Maximilian was saying, it might be dust that the artists are getting paid, but their song is still getting tracked on there because you still get those plays and everything. But I feel like they're going to be making more money off of directing, because I use my website kind of in the same way. Like, I've got my YouTube and all that shit, and I keep kicking people back to my website, or even kick people from the website to YouTube to be like, yo, go check this stuff out over here. They get impressed by seeing a view count, then they're like, damn, let me go buy these fucking drums this guy was using in this video that got all these views. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like a circular proof of pudding, proof of concept. You know what I'm trying to say. But
I
yeah,
like
Yeah,
proof of
yeah.
pudding.
yeah, because
Super
yeah,
pudding.
yeah. I think, dude, if you got the app, try to keep as much stuff in the app as possible, because
Real,
that's you want people
real.
coming back to that, because that's what you own. You can do whatever the fuck you want in the app, and that's another thing that I'm preaching. Like, I got my we're building an app also, but my website is where I can do whatever the fuck I want and say whatever the fuck I want.
Facts,
You know,
facts.
I don't want Elon or Trump or none. I'm about to not go off. About to not go off. Hold
Go
on.
off, God Cloud. It's okay, brother.
If you need to go off, bro. We
If you need to
understand.
go off,
Yeah.
fam.
I don't want these motherfuckers telling me what I can and can't say. I don't want them in my fucking business. I don't want them thinking like, or telling me what they think that I'm owed for the
Mm.
month. You know what I'm saying? And you got the app,
Facts. Oh
you got
my
the
god,
website, dude. You got everything in there. You make the fucking rules. You feel me?
that's real. That's real. Nah, bro. That's real. Real talk, yo. So
Yeah.
so
Keep it for yourself.
that's real. And then yeah, and the artists as well. That's just really a whole other revenue stream, because that's the goal of WavWarZ. Everybody that asks me, yo, what's the goal? Blah blah, is to revolutionize music monetization and discovery, and that accomplishes both of those goals. So yeah, it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's reverse engineer. I'm like, we can reverse engineer this. Like, you can by putting the highlights on YouTube and then no, so here's my alpha. And don't forget, YouTube royalty right here. Everything I'm saying comes straight from YouTube Studios, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what you could, right, for real, what you could do is you could, for your artist onboarding, like for this next season, if you wanted to, you could encourage every artist to start their own YouTube channel if they don't already have one. And then under every episode, you can actually link their YouTube accounts. And like
Nice.
you can feature other YouTube channels on your channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fire.
So like you'll have your channel, and then like every artist that wins, or this could be a little special, this to say, hey, you lost the rap battle, but it doesn't matter. You're still gonna get, a spot on our page. Or
Nice. That,
maybe that's the, it's up to you how you deliver that value. But that's another value. Imagine like if I, as a emerging artist, could have a permanent feature on a music channel, that means that I don't have to put out a song or a video every week. I have a standing place where people can still discover me on your channel. And so all ships rise. There's no limit to how I don't think there's a limit. At least last I checked, there wasn't a limit to how many channels you could feature. There probably is. And so maybe, but I bet that you could feature a lot of artists before you needed to like revolve it or whatever. So like this is like added value of how you can really, utilize YouTube, really hack into it. And then, if you wanted to, you could encourage or you could even incentivize artists who you are featuring on your channel to feature other channels of other artists that they battle with on their channel.
oh, oh
And
my
then
God.
in the description of every video, there should only be one link, and it links to the show.
Hmm.
Bro, absolutely fire, yo. Is it this is recorded, right?
Yeah,
All right, bet. You gotta
Hmm.
make sure we keep all of this, yo. This is fire,
yeah,
yo. I wasn't expecting
yeah.
to come away with all this. I thought we was just gonna talk. But yo,
I
y'all
should call this Maximilian's Kitchen.
cooking, yo.
I gotta change the
Absolutely.
show. I gotta change the show. Cooking
Yo.
with Maximilian and God Cloud.
Yes.
And it makes sense because God Cloud, he's the chef.
Yep. I love it. I love it, yo. But yo, y'all really inspired me today. I really love that idea, especially when we start getting the battles on YouTube and getting things filmed, etc., etc. Yo, yo, my mind is turning, yo. I'm like, yo, I need to finish everything I need to finish because I'm still coding the V2. Like, I feel like that's the major quote unquote bottleneck to right now is just finishing that, getting it out so we can start running these battles. Because even our first one that's lined up is it's about to be heat, yo. It's about to be heat,
Oh
yo.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it. And like I don't know if it's in the plans for 2025, but please let me know if you ever find someone who's willing to go up against God Cloud. I don't know if that
That's
person
what I'm
exists.
saying. We
I don't know
looking.
if that
We
person
looking.
exists because he's really I wouldn't want to go up against God Cloud.
I'll,
Nah,
yo, I'll, you know, like that, and that's something that we were trying to figure out. I think with before it was like the, the app and everything, I wanted to battle another finger drummer.
yeah, I remember that. But
That's like, cause
Because I
listen,
can finger drum, but I can't finger drum and rap at the same time like God Cloud.
yeah,
hey,
because I got invited to a battle before that I thought was a finger drumming battle, and it was like, it was like beats, and I'm like, wait, like I made, and we went through this one at the South House. You're like, yo, you make the
But
beat. I'm like, no, it's like in the thing. I got to do it with my
ah.
hands. They're like, no,
oh,
motherfucker, like I want the whole beat. I'm like, well, I don't do it like it's there. It's like I have the pieces. I kind of like juggle it live. That's the
Right,
thing. You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? So I'm like, yo, like let me go because I got a catalog too, obviously, but no, I was just
No, I think that would be so fire. Like a finger drummer battle, bro. Like on video, seeing y'all go nuts, bro. Like that, it
bro,
has to
yeah,
be. It has to
and
be.
that's something that I might be able to help set up if you want to,
Same.
like a little tournament or something. Because I've competed in some before, and yeah, I think I'm like, and a lot of the drum machine groups I'm in, everybody kind of wants to do something where we're all getting together and doing stuff, and
Yes.
let
um,
this be that thing. This would be
yeah,
Let's go,
so
bro.
fire. And then, I mean, just think about like the sponsorships. And I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna say this. I feel like all of the hardware that is made is like so underutilized. I show people some of these
Mm,
equipment. It's not even new. People never seen this shit before. Look,
yeah. No, I hear you.
like this is old. This is old. But so many
oh
people don't even
yeah.
know. I mean, but people they did never seen this. You know what I'm saying?
That
Why?
was my first
Why?
That was my first keyboard I ever made beats with. Same color, same everything. That's
Nice.
crazy.
Why, right? This is a
Yeah,
PreSonus one, right? I mean, I have more.
man.
There's some news. Oh my God. I'm getting some new equipment too. That's just so fucking sick. It's crazy. I found this company when I went to NAM a few years ago, and you it's like there's like touch sensitivity, like how hard you tap something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I found this company, and like instead of just pressure, I can stroke it. I can
Whoa.
stroke
Is it
it.
Rolly?
Yes! Of
Yeah.
course you know it. I can caress it. I can lick it.
Um, what's his name? Fuck, I'm blanking on his name. Damn, he had those. He had those down in
And they're magnetic. They click together. Like if
yeah.
I get a bunch of them, they click, they snap
Uh-huh.
together. And
What?
Fuck.
and you can look, I could take I could take my Rolly, I could put it on the ground and like run a car over it and it won't break. The problem I never travel with these. You know why? Because the fucking shit would break. These little knobs, the
Mhm.
keys, this little thing right here, forget about it. How many times you seen a key totally flipped
Keyboard.
up?
Yep, that's why. That's how I lost
Ah,
mine, yo. That's
so
ain't
the
shit.
Rolly, game over. It's all solid and it's like it's all, oh my God. It's just
Yeah, the Rollies are nuts. Why can't I think of Homeboy's name? Homeboy who was doing the visual stuff for us at South.
Adabody.
What's that?
Oh no, no,
Really?
you're talking about fail often.
Yes, fail
Yeah,
often.
yeah,
That's
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's it. Fail
I
often.
love
Yeah.
shout out to Fail Often. I love Fail Often.
Thanks, the
I
But it's
guy.
can't believe I
crazy.
couldn't think of his name, yo. I was like,
I
what?
didn't know who you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the founder of Rolly. I'm like, dude, we're not that
No,
close,
I'm
bro. I
just
don't
like
know.
blanking over here. I'm tripping. My brain is
Fail
just like,
Often.
I'm like, how could I forget? I'm like, I talked to dude for like an hour.
Facts,
Like,
bro. We lived in the
first
same
time.
house, bro. What's
Yeah, I know. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. But yeah, yo, he had the Rolly and was, showing
Which
me.
one did he have? Which one did
Uh,
he have?
he had the keyboard one,
The C?
and he had the
The
little
C
drum.
board? Ooh.
Yeah, which I'm like shit because my one of my old teachers, Da Vinci, who works with Lauren Hill, he had like a bunch of the Rolly drum pad ones, so he could
Oh,
link them all together
I
and just
know.
make different shit with them. If you've never seen Da Vinci, check him out. This motherfucker, he will finger drum with two drum machines and then start playing a third one with his nose and his chin.
Yo.
Like it's fucking crazy. It's like fucking bananas. But yeah, those roads fucking fire. But y'all, I gotta split. I gotta go do some non-fun adult stuff. Then after I do that, I'm about to go get some fucking waffles from the
There
black
you
joint up
go.
right corner. But
Well, before you go, can you just tell us what's going on with you this week? I put your God Cloud on drip at the top. If you got anything coming out, you want to tell us real quick?
yeah, I just did a drop on uh with Sunday. I didn't know it was Tuesday today until you sent me that message. I was like, fuck, it is Tuesday.
I'm glad I'm good for something.
Yeah. but yeah, I got that. What else do I got? I'm gonna be wrecking the Republicans on TikTok for the rest of the week pretty hard because that's what I
On
do.
TikTok, what's it called? Is it still called TikTok?
Yeah, it's still TikTok, but
Okay.
I'm still over there since they brought the shit back. But gonna be doing that all week. So tune in for some wild political content from myself. Drop on Drip out now, and yeah, I might be putting out some more music soon too. But yeah, go check me out on Drip House. Check me out on the social medias. God Cloud on Doomsday still up on godcloud.org.
Yeah.
Go with that. But yeah, yo, I appreciate y'all having me. It's
Love
great
you,
to
God
Thank you
Cloud.
so much, bro. It was lit, man. Appreciate you, dog.
hell yeah, hell yeah. But all right, much love, y'all. Peace, peace.
See you. Peace.
Dudes. Man, that's
Yay!
my
What a
guy.
surprise, huh?
That's my guy, yo. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
100, 100. Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, it's 10:09
Nice.
Pacific time. So did you say are we 9 minutes over or do you have 21 minutes left?
We can hit 21 minutes. We can hit 21
I
minutes.
didn't know. I'm trying to remember if you said that you were at the top of the hour or if you were a half hour in.
I mean, it was technically at the top of the hour, but
Oh, no. Okay. Well,
I'm
we've covered.
go
Okay.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I don't know if you
Well,
have any other questions.
only just the last one.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Let's hit that.
Okay. So, it's a two-part question.
All
Right.
right.
So how would you like for people to reach out to you? Who would you like to hear from? I've got your WavWarZ QR code up here. So like yeah, so like who would you like to hear from? Like what kind of people would you like to get involved? Obviously, musicians who want to battle should reach out. But like what kind of leverage maybe you could offer so that someone can feel confident reaching out if someone's a sponsor? Like, for example, here we go. Let's say someone wants to sponsor, but is there like a minimum amount that you would accept?
Yes, it would be $1 million, but yeah, yeah, minimum definitely, definitely a grand would be a good minimum, especially with the next battle that we have coming up. That's about to be absolutely insane. So, and we releasing our new tech. It's just too much heat colliding in one point. You feel me? So we can't go lower than 1K. But definitely feel free to reach out just to vibe out if you just appreciate us and you want to learn other ways to get involved. If you have some ideas where we could collab platform wise or something like that, if you like, if you are unlonely and you're listening to this, you know what I mean, like definitely hit me up on that as well. And of course musicians as well could, sign up to battle on WavWarZ, and as soon as we get you a match we reach back out to you.
That's amazing. So let's say someone is watching this and they love the project idea and they're like, I got $1,000.
Right, right.
What do they get for that $1,000?
Absolutely. So they would get to sponsor the show. They would get to be in the battle. So like they would be one of the five judges, would be one of the sponsors. And during the battle, they get a little point of time where they get to explain their product, explain their service, blah 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 during the battle. Kind of like a commercial, but I know how to make it sound nice. Not sound too grifty. You feel me? But then on top of that, they get featured on our website. Next to the battle, it'll be like blah 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 sponsored blah blah versus blah blah sponsored by you. You feel me? So that's how we work. And then on all of our promotional materials leading up to the battle, because we usually do like as the battle's coming up, we do a lot of promotion. We'll be like, this is the backstory behind this artist. This is a song for them. Blah blah. Talk about it and stuff. On the days leading up in our 7-day countdown, all of them would also be have their featured by at. I mean, sponsored by at you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we love our sponsors on this side. That's a fact.
Amazing. And just to close it, to seal the deal,
All
uh,
right.
so like, how long is this promotion? So like, if I sponsor an episode, how long can I anticipate the thing going on? Like a week, 2 weeks, a month?
Absolutely. So it's a week long, but you can also do multiple sponsorships. Like you can sponsor multiple battles if you like. You know what I mean? But each battle is a week long leading up to the battle, and then the day of the battle, all of those days you get in promo.
Bam.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing. Amazing. And what about for the musicians?
All right.
What do they need to have prepared? Now, this is important. As a musician, right? If I have just one song, it doesn't sound like I'm prepared for WavWarZ,
At
huh?
all. Yo, yo, yo. Not only do you need to have more
Okay, yeah,
than one
give us
song.
give us the alpha. Okay, now I'm Rocky Balboa. I'm
Okay.
Rocket Balboa. Okay,
Okay.
I'm coming to fight on WavWarZ. You got to tell me all the stuff that I need to get my pin.
That's a bet. All right. You need at least 1 million followers. I'm just playing.
I
Nah, nah, nah.
quit.
Yeah, that's funny. But yo, we really love putting on anybody that's hustling, that's making music, that's got fire music, you know what I mean? And that's willing to battle. Because what we did find was that some people were, I don't want to say scared, but like it's
No,
like
be real, be real, be real.
yeah,
Some people
yeah,
was scary.
yeah, well,
Come on.
facts.
Tell the T. Yeah, yeah, obviously you don't have to say names, but give us a for
Never,
instance
never.
of like give us a for instance like for real because I would love for someone to feel confident. I feel like whether or not someone reaches out for competition or something, it's really about how confident do they feel that they know what's required of them,
Facts. I totally
right?
agree.
Yeah, so give us the tea.
So yeah, the big thing is the main goal is to get you discovered and to get you paid. You feel me? Like I said, music monetization and discovery is like the mission of WavWarZ. So like any artist that comes on, that's our goal. That's what we want to give you. As
So
far
what
as
do I
you,
need?
yeah,
What
as
do I
far as
need though? Yeah.
yeah, as far as what the artist gives us, quality music, yo. You gotta have some
How
fire track.
much?
Yeah, not
How
just one,
many?
not just two, not just three. you gotta have at least 10 quality fire tracks. You feel me? So like that's really all we ask for. Even in the application, we only ask for 6, but I suggest 10 so that if you need to change your strategy up
Options.
in the battle, exactly, you could do that. You know what I mean? So it's not asking for much. If you don't got 10 songs, I don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's really the minimum requirement. As long as you got that, a Twitter account, so you can actually hop on the battle. Right now we run them through Twitter Spaces, but as time goes along, we'll increase the amount of mediums, including video, live shows, etc., etc. But yeah, you gotta have a Twitter account and you gotta have a Solana wallet. That's pretty much it. As all so you get paid. You feel me?
I recommend Phantom, everyone.
I agree.
Phantom. And okay, so let's say I've got 10 songs. Like you said, 10 fire songs. So
All
just real
right,
quick, how would you, hmm, how how would I how would I? So I've got my 10 songs.
right,
I've reached out. I filled out the form,
right.
right? And I've gotten a notification telling me that I'm gonna be selected. Is that how it
Right.
works?
Exactly. We'll send you an email. I think the form also includes your email, and we'll send you an email. Be like, hey, found you a match, or we'll DM you on Twitter. A lot of the times we be DMing on Twitter because that's just where everybody is. So like, it'll be one or
So
the
do
other one.
do I upload my songs when I fill out the initial form, or do you just take my word for it that I have 6 fire ass songs, and then you send me the email, and then is there like a filtration process?
Yeah.
Do you
So
listen in before you put people up for battle?
so part of the form, it actually tells you to fill out, what songs. It tells you like 6 songs,
A
what they
link.
call them. Exactly. So we go look into the songs. Of course, we got to hear what it is to compare, see how we can find you a match, etc., etc. Because we generally want to put two people together that not only have similar social followings and whatnot, but also have similar styles of music. That way, it's like
Okay.
it's a uh very compatible battle. Hey, I like the sound of that. But
Compatible battle. So I need
yeah,
to have my music. So I need to have 10 released songs.
exactly. We've had some
That is
guys.
so like 10 released songs is very different from 10
Yeah,
fire songs.
I I'm that's kind of iffy though because we've had some
Okay.
people play some unreleased, which is cool in my opinion. But yeah, we just need to know that you got the music and that we can listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right on. Okay. So that could be released or unreleased music.
Yeah. You could. There's definitely a part to add files if you got.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So musicians, make sure that you've got 10 released, preferably, or
Perfectly said.
unreleased, right? Preferably, right? Or unreleased music is okay. And a Twitter account. And what else? I would suggest a mailing list because how sad would it be to do something like WavWarZ and then you didn't do anything to capture your new fans? You know,
Facts.
I think that's really
We do
important.
have a mailing list.
Yeah, but that's your mailing list. It doesn't belong to the artist.
Oh, interesting.
Every musician have a mailing list. If you ever do a contest or anything, there's always going to be people that like you. They want to support you and follow
Agreed.
you. When people follow you on Twitter, that Elon got that follow. You didn't get anything.
Dang. Hey, you hitting the nails on the heads right now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. So musicians, hit up WavWarZ, have your Twitter, have your Solana wallet, have
Yeah.
your 10 released, preferably songs ready, and definitely have your mailing list ready. And we wish you the very best of luck.
Yeah.
Hurricane, I want to thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. And is there anything else you want to share before we sign off?
I mean, just come through, man. Come have fun with us. We gonna vibe out on blockchain. Can't wait till we release the new tech to like take the experience to the next level. But yeah, we just excited to get things going and really change the world with this music stuff, yo. So thank you, Mac, a million for having me. Great combo. I remember this one. Stay this. We cooking though. We not even done. We not even done.
That's how we do it. It's Tuesday. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us for this really special episode of BeatSymp because I be simping on these beats. Thank you so much, and take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see you online.
Dude.